Hello fans, I'm back on YouTube. Today I'm going to tell you about my past job from UET. UET, if you're wondering, stands for Uplands Educational Trust. It's a college owned and operated by the main Uplands school, which isn't far from where I live. So, when I got accepted at UET, I was only there once a week, which is on a Thursday, but I didn't mind really. I made some friends while I was there as well. The job I had was helping 3 other students with various jobs, which were done on a farm owned by Jackie Smith, the CEO of Uplands. The jobs I did were basically cleaning out after the animals, feeding them. I even managed to collect 7 eggs from the chicken coop. How lucky is that? There were 3 dogs on the farm too. There was a border collie named Lucky. There was a Labrador retriever named Ruby. And a Springer Spaniel named Daisy. We did let them out for some fresh air while we were working, but we kept them in one area in case they got in the way. We weren't too strict with them, we just made sure they were safe. However, we did have an opportunity to actually play with the dogs during all this. We were able to let them out for some air and for some playtime because we had an hour of lunch break. And that came in very useful for me. It was a very good side benefit for the dogs as well. Lucky, as you may not know, can be a little bit of a cheeky old fellow. For example, if he was to see me or someone else with an empty wheelbarrow, pushing it down the yard, he'd jump right in. He was a bit of a rascal, as I said. But he was only doing it for a laugh. He wasn't trying to wind you up particularly. He was just being playful. Dogs are like that sometimes. Anyway, as I said, I'm going to tell you all about a previous job I did many years ago at UET. This was decided between my good friend, James Davis, who I still remember today, and another good friend of mine called Jason, who also helped out on the farm. Now, the job was decided between the 2 of them. And they reckoned that I could assist them with building a duck pond and a house to go with it. So I did. This was all done by hand. No diggers, no builders, nothing. All by hand. Now, in order to build the pond, we first had to use shovels to remove all the mud. It was hard, heavy work, but it was worth it. And once we got all the mud removed, we then put on our safety suits. Well, I call them safety suits, because that's what they were designed for. And we then put a plastic sheet in the hole we dug, nailed it down, and filled it with water. The second bit was the duck house. I felt like being a woodworker for UET at this point. I was quite proud of myself, because James gave me the duty of making the wood the right length before we nailed it down. And eventually, once we got the duck house built, we were able to step back and admire our handiwork. And as soon as I got the job done, the news spread across UEC like mad. Everyone was impressed. Another job, what I thought I'd tell you about, was this. Now, ponds, as we all know, can be pretty dangerous. The one Jackie Smith had in her garden, however, was quite shallow, but there are some dangerous risks. It doesn't, even if the pond's shallow or not. So, James decided that it would be a good idea to lay some wood out in a specific path. This was to guide people across the pond safely without slipping and hurting themselves. Now, this was a very difficult job and it required a lot of concentration. So, what I had to do was this. I had to put the wood down flat and it had to be level with the other planks that I was putting down. Because if it came over the level of another piece of wood, or if it was crooked, I'd have to pick it up and try and place it in a different way. In order for this wooden path to go over the pond, to get people across it safely, the wood had to be so placed, which means it had to be placed in just the right way. Because if it wasn't, everyone knows the risks. Although I don't work for UET anymore, I've still got very good memories of it. As a matter of fact, when I actually joined Rein Shine, when I was 17, I then had a full place at UET. And there are a lot of old friends there. So, therefore, I can share the news about it everywhere I go. I hope you liked this story from me. I'll be back for more videos later on. Bye for now.